Oh my goodness, it's time for another edition of Let's Talk Networking. I am thrilled to be here with you today. This is day 2 of 90. Whew, I have to tell you, so has this ever happened to you that you went in your calendar and you went to put in an extended date of an event or like put in your vacation, you accidentally entered something wrong and suddenly your whole calendar was lit up in a different color? Has that ever happened to you? I bet you can hear me better now. Has it ever happened to you that you put something in your calendar, it was an extended date, and you accidentally messed the date up so it lit up your calendar? Oh my heavens. So last night, I told you yesterday I was going to go live for 90 days, right? And guess what? Last night, I I went to look at my calendar, and can you see all the purple? You saw the purple? I was like, oh, what happened? I messed up, but it was all my lives waiting for me in my calendar. And I was so surprised to see it. Like I shouldn't have been surprised, but I was like, first I thought I made a mistake in my calendar, but this is no mistake. This is no mistake. Today, inside of Let's Talk Networking, we are going to focus on a networking reality check, and that's going to be a series we're going to do for the next few days. Today's subject I touched on super briefly yesterday, and it is rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I am in, 1 being yeah, and 5 being some meh. Rate yourself. I maximize my participation in all the networking groups I'm part of. I maximize my participation in all the networking groups that I'm part of. So I have a little story for you. And it's when I first came to networking back in 2006, I really didn't know much about it. And as it happened, I ended up very quickly running a networking group. Don't ask me how it happened, but it just happened. I guess I was just destined to be in that space. And so what did I do? I lived in Los Angeles, and we needed to be known. We needed our networking group to be known. And I, serious as a heart attack, joined like 15 chambers of commerce all over the greater LA area. Okay. Now, if any of you driven LA, you know, like early morning breakfast meetings at chambers, like there's a lot of traffic and you got to leave early and all the things, right? I thought that if I just spread myself out and put it out and was in the directories, that was all really good. But there was no way for me to maximize all those 15 memberships. So I want to encourage you to look at your situation today. I would never join that many organizations today. I think it's more important to be part of fewer and be more heavily involved, engaged, be able to use your time wisely than it is to be spread out all over the place. So let's talk about how could you do an inventory of the groups that you're part of now. Well, I would start by just sitting back with a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, some water, whatever it is, and take a look at we're mid-2021. What groups are you active in right now? And just ask yourself, how has your participation been? What are you getting out of it? And is there some more you could do? And I have to share with you, I was part of an international organization last year, and I didn't stay in the organization, and it has nothing to do with them. I believe they had great value. I just didn't use it for what they offered, right? Would I consider trying again at a different time when I'm able to participate more? I probably totally would. So it's nothing on them. Sometimes we have to just look at, is this the right day? Is this the right space for me, right? So we're going to take a look at the organizations we're in, and also take a look at what are your goals now? Have they shifted? Are there other places you should be networking instead? Are you changing the focus of where you are geographically? And so today with online networking, we can be in North America and wanting to be network with people in the UK, right? We can be in North America, want to network with people in Australia. Are there other places you should be spending your networking time? These are the questions to ask yourself. Now, in the scheme of how are you showing up, this is what I want to share. I think that if you've paid for an annual membership and there's 6 months left, and let's say you quit going at some point, it is never too late to shift. It is never too late to begin showing up. In fact, if you decide that you want to show up, I would totally call the head of the organization, message them and say, hey, I know I've been away. I'm back, and I want to dive in. I want to participate. I want to commit in this. I would share with you, I think it's important if you're at the cusp of saying, should I leave? I would invite you to give this a 60-day all-out full participation and give something a chance before you say it doesn't work, because it's probably not the organization that's not working. It might be you. Just like I know I wasn't working that international organization. I wasn't, right? It wasn't them. It was me. It was me. So let's talk about an important concept when it comes to all these things about networking, participating, what you're getting out of it, the results that you're getting. And that is the tipping point. The tipping point in networking is there's the time I meet you to the time I begin referring you. And once I begin referring you, the referrals don't stop. Same for other group members. Once we begin referring you, the referrals don't stop. Now, the tipping point is different for different industries. Some of us can walk in a room in face-to-face networking, or we can pop on screen, and the minute we show up, everybody wants to do business with us. Everybody likes us. They want to do our thing. We could show up and our requests are that we want to have podcast guests and everybody wants to be on our podcast. That's easy, right? But there are some professions, and that might be coaches. We want to know you, like you, trust you. It might be the financial people of the world. We don't go sharing all our money details with people until we trust them, right? There are some people that can take months and months to build the tipping point. So while you're waiting and saying, I don't know, you're doing your inventory and saying, I don't know if this is working for me, and I have been putting my all into it, this is what I want to guide you. And that would be, you may have just been planting all the seeds and doing all the work, and you're like, this may not be working, but you know what? You might be right at that cusp. And so I want to encourage you to stick it out. Continue to build the relationships, continue to show up, continue to give. You don't want to go somewhere new and do that same thing over and over again, building up that time for the tipping point. So last thing in our inventory is going to be just simply look at, in the scheme of where you are, it's now June 2021, halfway through the year. Have you decided there are new places that you want to network, or new places you want to expand your business? And therefore, should you be looking for new places to network? Your organizations that you're in, some of them may be able to help you. It's possible that if you were to go to the person that's the head of the organization and say, I want to expand in this country, that they may be able to help guide you some people that you could meet, right? So put it out there. Maybe you don't need to join a bunch of new things. Maybe you could just level up what you're doing now. So I hope that you are enjoying our networking reality check. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about, do you always give a 1-minute commercial that networkers can easily understand? Now that's a question. That's a question for sure, for reflection. So I have a closing quote for us. I hope you have a fantastic day. If you'd like to connect, this is how to connect with me. Oh, it didn't stay. All right, you see my name there, Terilee Harrison. Go to Terilee. I'll fix this for tomorrow. TerileeHarrison.com. If you're interested in booking a time to talk about networking with me, let's talk networking. You can do that at bookterilee.com. And if you're interested in visiting one of our chapters of our global online referral community virtual team, please go to vteamnetwork.com. You can find all our meetings there. Closing quote. When you've figured out what you want to ask for, do it with certainty, boldness, and confidence. Make it a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.